Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling and saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, and to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, and a few good laughs. And I'm Nile Motormouth Jenkins, and we are shifting into drive on this Tuesday morning in the Niagara region. So wherever you're listening from and wherever you're pulling your podcasts from, or somebody happened to mention, there's some, Motormouth guy, kind of car guy, dude, he's on podcast. Well, all you have to do is just type in Car Connection Workshop into the search bar, and wherever your podcasts are coming to you from, that's how you'll find us. We're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and Podbean. So check in with us anytime. Welcome aboard this morning if it's your first visit with us. We've been waiting for you. Yep, we've been waiting. We're glad you're here. If you're in the drive-thru this morning, you're in the queue to scoot through the drive-thru. It's Tuesday. Yep, same rule applies. Double flip-dipple check your order, because there is no backing up in the drive-thru. Seen that happen twice now. It's creepy. And with tempers these days, I guess I'm going to blame it on the heat. People are really short-fused. It's almost not good to say, "Hi, how are you?" But anyways, I do it anyway. Yeah, in the supermarket. It's safe there. You can hide somewhere. Yeah, aisle 3 is good. Yeah, cases of water got you blocked. Well, good morning again, and welcome to the Car Connection Workshop. I have another 5 things for you this morning to follow up, to back up on yesterday's Fluids Have Purpose. And all the podcasts load directly to our YouTube channel, and I'll tell you where all that stuff is next, because we better take care of housekeeping tips for those who are joining us for the very first time from wherever. Yesterday I got a comment from Australia, and what I meant to ask him was, do the toilets really flush in counterclockwise rotation? Does the bathtub really drain counterclockwise? Yeah, I wanted to get a direct answer on that. I'm going to have to look up the comment and reconnect and just get verification. And are there lots of biting, deadly things there? Like, does everything bite and everything will kill you? Like even a plant? Yeah, I just wanted some clarity. So if you're wanting some clarity, we'll get some of that for you this morning. So hang in there. Get your morning beverage ready. I'll buy you some time. So whatever your morning beverage is, we have a 3, 2, 1. We have a swiggy together. We have our morning weather, and then we get things rolling. So that's kind of how things happen. Housekeeping tips: you need a pack of 16 Crayola crayons. Yep, they're writing sticks. That's what they are. And a leaf bag, fresh and nicely folded, so you can take lots of notes. But if you don't have a co-pilot, you can jump into our YouTube channel, which is on the biggest drawer in our toolbox, which is our homepage of our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Just click on all the links in the top right-hand corner. If you heard that, that's me scratching. I think I got attacked yesterday by a few mosquitoes. Haven't seen many, which is okay, Could be the smoke thing. Took them out. But anyways, that's a huge deal to do that, to take out mosquitoes. Anyways, top right-hand corner of the homepage, the short version is ccbusnet.com. You'll find everything on our homepage if you'd like to follow the build and repair work that we do and connect with our program partners. And thank you for giving our program partners your business. We need them, and we need you too. So just click on their link, and it will open their profile page, and you can meet them and connect with them. And thank you for doing that. Top right hand corner of the homepage is where it all happens. That's where there's new and now more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. So come and join us Monday through Saturday. Friday is Fun Friday. Saturdays is a 1-hour Q&A, questions and answers. So if you have a question you would like to put forward, I need that by Friday by noon. So if you would do me a favor and make that happener, get your questions in by noon on Friday, because that's when I do the selection. I have time for a 1-hour program to break down 3 questions in detail only. So that's how you can get your questions answered. And when everything goes back to school's in, schedules are on track again, the routine is kicking in, we'll do a monthly draw for all those who send in a question. We'll do a draw to give away some Car Connection swag. How does that sound? Great way for September to kick in. And we're starting a new month in just a couple of days. I can't believe we're over July and into August this weekend. And it's a civic holiday weekend in Canada. So just so you know, it's going to be a little busy. There's all kinds of activities going on. One of my favorites is Canal Days in Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada. It's a 3-day festivus, and there's musicians and foodies, and big ships come in to the canal there, the lock, and just all kinds of cool stuff going on, vendors and artisans. It's a great weekend, so check it out online. That's Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada, Canal Days, because it's right on the canal. It's on one of the canals. The lift bridge is right there, the whole 9 yards. You get to see that. It's kind of cool if you haven't seen that before. Make sure you got your battery charging for your camera. So in the top right-hand corner, we have not Facebook. Well, we do. We have, yes, we do. Yeah, we have our YouTube channel. We have Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web, which is a site that our videographer was here yesterday. Mondays are production day. So we managed to get 4 new videos put together yesterday, and they're all loaded for next week. And we have some in the bank, so which is good. So there's some series coming up for you to wrap up a couple of series. Things are getting done and beginning a new back-to-back series. So if you don't want to miss a single thing, then you need to subscribe to the channel. That's where you'll learn the 5 things always. What it is, where it is, how it works, how you broke it, and how you're not going to break it next time, so you're not costing yourself money. So the more you understand about vehicle ownership and some of the basic fundamentals, you're in good shape, because you'll be able to keep that vehicle. Like my friend Steve, if you missed yesterday's program, how's 644,000 kilometers get you? Do you know what that means? Really, just say it. Say it out loud to yourself right in the car. Look at your odometer. 644,000 kilometers and still going strong. 2010 Toyota 4Runner. Same engine I have in the FJ, the 4-liter. It's a great little monster. Lots of pulling power, and as Steve said, I forgot he mentioned, doesn't use a drop of oil. Not a drip, he says. But I'm big on my fluids, all of them. And that's how he got there. So look at your odometer and say it again. 644,000 kilometers and still going. Do you know what the common denominator is there? Steve has saved a ton of money. Every single one of those kilometers got maintenance, but he's not making car payments and interest and principal, the whole 9 yards. It's been owned for 644,000 kilometers. And you can do the same thing, because mileage doesn't matter, folks. It's maintenance. So it doesn't matter if your vehicle's brand new tomorrow, the next day it's older, and it's going to require maintenance, and it's not reliable. That's why they have parts departments and vehicle warranty. And their hope is that it stays together and that it doesn't have a warranty claim and nothing breaks until after the warranty's over. That's being a consumer. But we won't get into that political side of things this morning. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, it doesn't matter what age group you are, size, dimension, culture, language, it doesn't matter. What matters is if you're driving an automobile, by being a part of our YouTube channel, you're going to learn all the basic fundamentals and you're going to see them. You're going to see me working and talking at the same time and breaking down all the basic fundamentals of vehicle ownership. So if you haven't subscribed, take a moment to do that. If you're enjoying the videos and you're not subscribed, why not? You're not helping us. Right. See, we need the algorithms to see that you're enjoying the videos. That's what we need to move us forward. And moving us forward means we all move forward because a rising tide raises all the ships. We have a lot of things on the table that we want to do with you, all you listeners, and get the listeners involved and the viewers involved, but we can't if you don't prove to the algorithms that you're enjoying the videos. That's what matters. Yeah, just watching the videos and not being a subscriber doesn't help us at all. That's not helpful at all whatsoever. That's only helping you, but it's not helping us. The algorithms need to see that you're enjoying the videos. So we'll leave that there. So if you haven't subscribed or you think you're subscribed, do Skippy and I a favor. Do us a big justice, would you? We're over the halfway point, heading for our very first 1,000 subscribers. We're excited. We put a lot of hard work in, and Skippy works 3 or 4 jobs now, and it would be really, really good to be able to help her out as well, being a single mom. All right, so let's do that together. And visit her website that she put together many years ago in the Stevensville big town metropolis of Stevensville. They have a lot of stuff there, I gotta say. Lots of stuff there, including the zoo is there. Safari Niagara is there. That's the big draw. If you haven't been out there with your grandkids or kids, do it before the summer's over. And it goes all the way until Halloween, I believe, and then they do a Christmas thing or a drive-through with the lights. I didn't do it last year. I would like to. That's on my bucket list to take care of that. But that website is puts together the businesses of Stevensville with the community, and there's over 20,000 visits a month on that website, and that's fantastic. And that was put together by our videographer, Skippy. We also have available to you merch on our homepage. There's our Freedom Expressions Car Connection merchandise store where all the gear is. So grab some gear and show it off. Take a selfie, send us a picture. Would you be the first one on our wall of fame on our website? We want to create a wall of fame. So you got to grab some gear, take a selfie, fire it over to us, and give us permission to post that on the wall of fame, Motormouth's Wall of Fame. And all the proceeds from everything you purchase in our merch store turns directly back to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses Canada and USA. So would you stand with us and our crew in helping another life be changed at the Total Freedom Addiction Campuses? And that's what that's all about. You know, you're either, my professor always taught us, you're either one of two people. You're a giver or you're a taker. You can't be both. Your feet have to be placed in one arena. Which arena are you standing in? So we also have on our homepage, what do we got? Okay, we got our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web, iHeartRadio, which is mothership for us, but we are on all platforms, and we have our merch store. So I think that's it. That's everything in the big drawer, which is the homepage of our website. The reels, bloopers, and outtakes are on the Instagram, Facebook, and Stevensville on the web. So let's jump into our morning and get things kicked off today. I actually have 5 things for you plus 1. Yeah, it's a little bit of math this morning. 5 things to share with you, plus one, and a Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 23 this morning. So let's dive in, shall we? Shall we have a bevy? Yes. On 3, 2, 1, let's say thank you to Mama Louise and her wonderful car enthusiast husband who knows how to pick them. Low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. Greater Toronto's premier pre-owned auto store, in-house leasing and financing available. And if you're looking for something specific and they don't have it, you need to connect with Earl. They have 25 years experience and the resources to find that vehicle for you. And if it's any good and it's out there, Earl will find it. But if he says, we just need to sit back and wait a little bit, you don't want to buy somebody else's lipstick on a pig. You don't want that, or a skunk in a mink coat. So thank you, Mama Louise. And Earl Grant, Mr. and Mrs. Grant, are going to be your new family. I'll tell you, you have not had an amazing vehicle purchase experience till you get to City Auto Sales and Leasing. They've been a part of Car Connection now for almost a decade, almost 10 years. It's great to have them because you know what? That's the second largest purchase you're ever going to make. And who wants to bring home somebody else's piece of junk? No, thank you. There's lots of those places around. We got them in our own hometown, too. You got to be careful what you're buying and who you're buying from. So on 3, 2, 1, whatever your favorite morning beverage is, let's kick off the morning together. You ready? 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, I'm getting used to that now. I got more ingredients now to knock out the cortisol varmints. I think they're like Romulans, that they hide in cloaked warbirds. I'm just saying. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's take a look at the daily weather brought to us by our certified financial planning professionals. And remember, when you're talking finances and putting together the 6 pillars to a financial plan, making sure that your household is running properly like a well-oiled machine, or you can continue to have those intense moments of fellowship with your spouse over monies and how much debt you're carrying, or you can actually go to someone who has the credentials, certified financial planning professionals that understand it's not what you make, it's what you keep. They understand tax laws, how to work with an investment portfolio to get your money working hard for you. It'll never work hard for you at the bank. I'm just saying that out loud because 3.99% on a sign the other week going past a bank on GICs, I'm going, what? You get 1% on a savings account. That's the best they can do? Egads, man. No. Your money's got the handbrake on and it's not doing anything for you. You got to change that, friends. And you can. Let Tony or Larry connect with one of them. You got to get that changed. Because you know what? You'll be pleasantly surprised that you can actually get your money to make real money. Because 3.99%, man, that's like giving a Formula One race car regular fuel. Yeah, you're not winning the race. You're done already before you get started. Help them to help you deal with debt and estate planning, making sure if you got 18-year-old children at home, are you their health advocate? Are you their health proxy? You need to get that taken care of, friends. Let me tell you. You don't want to be on the end of there's nothing you can do because it's the law. If they get injured, heaven forbid, you can't direct the doctors for any kind of medical treatment if they're 18 and you're not their health proxy. Check me out on that one. Health proxy is an American term. I can't remember what they call it in Canada. Yeah, but it's true. It's the facts. It really is. So check that out. It's serious. They have great mortgage rates and wonderful people to deal with. The ladies in Winnipeg at the mortgage department for IG Wealth Management are amazing. They get back to you so fast and they're so polite. They can't do enough for you. And there's more. Life insurance, critical illness insurance. None of us expect to have to use them, but you know what? Insurance is the same as an automobile. Insurance is an expense till you need it. It's a wise investment. So check in, grab that hour and a coffee, discovery meeting, leave your money at home. They're not going to be selling you anything. Tony and Larry are up there in years now, and they're going to start pulling back, but they each have a team that will be happy to work with you as well. But take an hour and a coffee with Tony Miele or Larry Tetro, my brothers from other mothers, and my personal certified financial planners for over 20 years. So I'm speaking from experience. Don't wait another minute, friends. Get on it. Get on it. And you watch what happens. Life is going to change for you. Don't give up on you. I'm not giving up on you. I talk about it because it's important that you get it done. Don't put it off another minute. Learn how to have a budget to look after the car. Learn how to have a budget that builds funds ready for the next automobile should you need one. Well, today, here's what we got going on the rainometer. It's been flashing here all morning along the south shores of Lake Erie. Some amazing, I don't know whether it's real lightnings or it's sheet lightning or heat lightning. I don't know. But yesterday, it was so humid here. Man, it was uncomfortable. It really was. My clothes were stuck to me like a Pillsbury wiener wrap. It was awful. Yeah, I had to use the potato peeler to get my shirt off. So on the rainometer, we got a 0.15 of an inch in the Niagara region. 70 degrees right now. It's not bad out there at all. The humidity's kind of moved on. Thank goodness for that. 70 degrees right now and cloudy. It feels warmer, about 71 degrees. Rainy conditions from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. this morning in the Niagara region, with partly cloudy conditions expected around noon today. So today's temperature range going to be 68 to 79. So a little on the chilly side from what we've been used to for the most of July. It's going to feel like clickety-click again, 66 to 80 degrees. I've always wanted on my bucket list to drive Route 66 in a 1954 Corvette. It has to be white with red interior. I know I'm not asking for much. Or it could be an Aston Martin DB7. It could be. Yeah. Anyways, it's on the bucket list. Same with concrete. It'd be great to have a concrete drive out front for all the cars to park on, and so when I have to work on something outside, I'm not kneeling in gravel. That's hard on the knees. I got to tell you, that's rougher than a stucco toilet seat. Yeah. Need to get that taken care of somehow. I don't know. Someday, be nice to have cemento out there. Going to be somewhere around 11 grand, they say. Wonder if you could just do it in, one bag at a time. Hey, I got extra $20 and buy another bag of cemento. I don't know. Anyways, keep that in your back of your mind. Motormouth needs some cemento in front of the shop. That would really be helpful, let me tell you. I would do a happy dance in my tighty whities. Did I say that quiet part out loud? Yeah, I only have one pair. Just saying. Okay, we move on. We don't want to forget our friends at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls. They've been building, they're busy. I hope they had a coffee break once in a while. Building Canada since 1931. They make all the bricks and blocks, not bricks, but actually blocks. That's why they're Niagara Block. They make all the blocks that you see on buildings. And they have steel and rebar. They don't do wood or siding or anything like that. It's just basically the hardcore stuff to get the building solidified. That's what you need. And they specialize in hardscape landscaping materials so that you can create that beautiful backyard space, that outdoor living space you've always wanted for you, your family, your friends, your peeps, or just to chill and hang out and have a good time with yourself and relaxing. Some white space. If you need a contractor to get that project rolling, you need to speak to Kathy Grimo. That's David's wife. And she's got a list. That's what I've been told. David told me she's got a list of contractors that she can connect you with to design, put together a plan, implement the plan to create that beautiful outdoor living space you've always wanted. So let's jump in this morning. I've entitled this morning's episode 228, Season 3, What Time Is It? What time is it? I think I've heard that before. Does anybody really know what time it is? I mean, really? Oh, is that the time? We best be getting rolling right here. All right, so I have 5 plus 1 and a Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 23 entitled Keep Those Headlights Clear. And I'll tell you, I've got a couple of vehicles that the sun has just been crushing it. And they're yellowing out again, so I got to get on there for about 15 minutes to just buff them out again, and then they look beautiful. But these plastic headlight lenses, really, I got to give them one word: suck. They totally suck. Bring back the glass headlights. Okay, yeah, I know you get stung by a stone and it cracks it. You know, I would even be happy to go back to the glass headlights. Seal beams. That's the word I was looking for. I had to think about it. That's way back there. I actually have some seal beams still on my shelf because we have a few vehicles that's what they take. Yeah, they don't have plastic lenses. They're seal beams. They're headlights, real headlights. Anyhows, number 1 this morning, we're talking about fluids in general now and the maintenance. What is the actual maintenance on the fluids we talked about yesterday, and how they protect some very valuable pieces of equipment on your automobile. They're not just there for giggles, friends. They're there to protect very expensive mechanical components. And this pushing maintenance off to the side, we've talked about that before, and I've got a number of podcasts out on that and YouTube videos. We're heading for almost 600 pieces of information that you can watch and listen to on our YouTube channel. There is a ton of basic vehicle ownership fundamentals there for you that you can educate yourself regardless of how much you know about your automobile. If all you know is how to click the remote and open the doors and how to click it and close the doors, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about keyless entry tomorrow. I am going to enlighten all of you on that, and you are going to have eyes the size of saucers, okay? Because that's something we haven't talked about, and when it happens to you, you're going to get educated very quickly on keyless entry. But let's not digress. So yesterday I talked about protecting that the fluids protect valuable stuff. They do break down. That's the proof is in the pudding. What kind of pudding? Exactly. Piggy pudding? No. Figgy pudding. Possibly. Lifetime of the vehicle. They last the lifetime of the vehicle. If I had a half a penny for every time I've heard someone say that, I'd be broadcasting from the Cayman Islands all year round. Yeah. It's good fishing there. Extended maintenance intervals. This is the other thing that you get hung up on. It's not true. Extending maintenance intervals is not a good idea. And number 5, fluids are inexpensive versus components that they serve. So let's jump into this morning, which trails right off of that one. So just a quick refresher. Here we go. Number 1, transmission. I don't care whether it's an automatic or manual transmission. It needs the fluid changing. 2 reasons: thermal breakdown and debris in the oil. There's wear and tear, normal wear and tear inside all mechanical components. What does that mean? What does mechanical wear and tear mean? Fragments of metal. That's what it means. Things wear. It's normal procedure for things to wear. The oil can only protect those components so long until it can't. That's what happens. then the wear and tear gets more. It gets more wear and tear, not less. More wear and tear takes place because the oil can't protect the moving components, moving metal components. Yeah. So the oil, if you were to take some out and put it on a paper towel and let it kind of migrate through that paper towel, you'll see metallic particles. What is that? That's the wear and tear. So the longer you keep those fluids in there, guess what you get? More wear and tear. The oil loses its viscosity from thermal breakdown. Now it can't protect those moving metal components like it could when the oil was new. So these dudes and dudettes that are saying maintenance free, you don't need to do this, that, and the other, they're not engineers. They're not rocket scientists. They're not following science. They're doing sales. So let's put them in the right basket. They're doing sales. They make money when they sell you a car. Do they care what happens to it after you buy it? No. Do they care that it's cost you money after you buy it? No. Do they care that you have to put some money into it after you buy that car? No. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Let's put the salespeople and the marketing people in one basket. They need to sell you a car to feed their family. It's up to you to make sure that you know how to take care of it. Because why? It's yours. You make a payment, it's yours. More of it is yours. Make another payment, more of it is yours. And eventually the last payment comes and all of it is you. And there's no warranty on it. The warranty's long gone, so, it's not covered bumper to bumper, friends. And that's another thing we'll look at is, if you want to know what the manufacturer is providing as far as warranty, ask to look at the list of items covered. Not a list of the items not covered. I want to see a list of the items covered because then I'll know what's not covered instantly. And if there's components that I want covered that are not on the covered list, which is the short list, friends, that's the short list, then you'll know where you stand as far as manufacturer's warranties. So look at the covered list. So, and I say that because this is the big drawback for most of you. You got sold a bill of goods and you sucked it up like a carp. Sorry. Was that a little harsh? Okay, I can't say like a trout because carps are bottom feeders. Oops. It's not really nice, is it? But it's true. You got fished in, reeled in, hook, line, and sinker to believing that all the fluids that protect very expensive components on your vehicle are good forever. Forever. They're not. So let's get into it. Transmissions, how often should they be serviced? I discovered this on the 2008 Nissan Rogue when I did some serious research on it because I had heard so many bad things about it. I wanted to know what are the bad things so that I can be prepared to take really, really good care of those areas that are weaknesses and pattern failures, like the CVT transmission is not a friendly. Don't think about pulling campers with your CVT transmission, okay? Not a good idea. If you want to keep it long term, don't make that transmission work any harder than it already is. So when I went looking to see what is the transmission oil servicing interval on the 08 Rogue, needs to be done every 50,000 K. How many of you out there have been doing that? If you have a Nissan with a CVT transmission, how many of you bought into that oil in there is going to last forever? You never have to change it. Well, that ain't true. Right on the Nissan information website, it's 50K or 33,000 miles. Yeah. And here's my point. Knowing that the CVT transmission is a weak area, changing it sooner wouldn't be a bad idea. So I'm going to change it every 25K. I'm not going to push it 50K. And yeah, the oil's expensive. It's $125, but you can't buy a transmission for $125. You can't even get a diag on your transmission for $125. So you see what I'm saying? You got to take care of this stuff. So automatic or manual transmissions all have oils, fluids protecting them. I'm reading right from my car connection maintenance schedule. On average, every 22,000 kilometers or 12,000 miles, dump it. And just to reiterate what my friend Steve said, how did he get to 644,000 kilometers on his 2010 Toyota 4Runner? He changes all the fluids. All the fluids on a regular basis. All. He's only ever had to do one wheel bearing, he said. One wheel bearing. That's it. Regular maintenance. Ta-da! 644,000 kilometers. Every time he turns the key on that 4Runner, it's cha-ching. He's making money. Yeah, that vehicle's helping him to make money. He's a school teacher. And, he understands that there are parameters, things that you got to do. So automatic transmission, fully manual transmission, all have fluids every 22,000 kilometers or 12,000 miles. Next, power steering, every 24 months. And I talked about a thermal heat gun yesterday. If you had one and you just lasered the power steering reservoir, you'd be shocked at how hot that oil gets in the power steering. Yeah. That's why I hear a lot of vehicles go by me here whining. The power steering pump is shot, or the fluid is aerated, or it's worn out. But I'll say this, when power steering fluid degrades, it degrades from thermal breakdown. It doesn't take long before it takes the pump out. It doesn't. Because there's no lubricity, very little lubricity left in the power steering fluid because it's been cooked. And that's what happens. That's what thermal breakdown means. Just insert the word cooked. Yeah, overcooked. So every 24 months, gush and flush the power steering system. Keep the rack and pinion steering unit and all the seals in there nice and clean and pliable, and that you're not having mechanical failure due to wear and tear. Brake fluid, 24 months. Brake fluid is hydroscopic, so it has two problems. It thermally breaks down. It's not petroleum based. So here's what you need to know. It's organic. Yeah, so all your vegans, don't be siphoning out your brake fluid and making some kind of elixir with it. That would not be good. It does taste bad. I've tasted it. It's not good. So it's not petroleum based. It is organic. So if you spill some brake fluid, you want to wash it away, just super hot water, just dump it down, and it just basically disappears. Pretty much. So brake fluid, every 24 months, it's hydroscopic. It collects moisture out of the air, and when it thermally breaks down, it changes color from kind of a very light apple juice type of appearance. It gets dark, and the darker it is tells you it's not good. And we have test strips for all this stuff to really test it. But if it's been 24 months, it's ready to come out, folks. These fluids got to come out. And put it this way. Race cars that go around the track for 250 laps or 300 laps turning left, do you think the fluids are taking a beating? And they're only driving for, a couple of hours, that's all. They're not putting a whole lot of mileage on there. Everything gets changed. Why is that? Because the oils are superheated and cooled and constantly heated and cooled, and they lose their lubricity. Brake fluid's the same. Race cars can end up getting, if there's a lot of stop and go and the track is hard to run and you've got to brake into the corners and coming off the corners, the brake fluid gets hot. Your car is exactly the same. It is. You're in stop and go traffic, the brake fluid's getting cooked. That's what's happening to it. So 24 months, it loses its lubricity and its ability to create hydraulic pressure properly. and it destroys components in your braking system. So when the fluid's contaminated, you're not saving any money. You're costing yourself money. And so what I'm talking about right now is fluids. When you don't change them, you're costing yourself money. It just hasn't arrived yet. The problem hasn't arrived yet. Okay, number 4. So we've got transmissions, manual or automatic. Power steering, brake fluid, we've covered it. Number 4 is engine oil. Now on our maintenance schedule, we have, let's look for engine oil here. Where was it? Right here. Yep. Oil change, lube, locks, and hinges. Do not use white lithium glue, because that's what it is. White lithium grease on your locks and hinges. PB Blaster. Highly recommended by a very experienced good friend of mine who's a locksmith for 100 years. PB Blaster. No, they don't buy the show or anything, but that's the product you want to put on your hinges and especially into your lock cylinders. Let's make sure you don't get frozen out of your vehicle, because when the remote quits, we're going to talk about that. What happens when the remote quits? Every 5,000 to 3,000 miles. Extending your oil changes, there's enough information. The Oil Geek is another YouTube channel that you might want to tap into if you want to see scientific proof behind what happens to oil, motor oil, and when you extend motor oil. The Oil Geek. Yeah. He is the son of Lake Speed, the race car driver, and the NASCAR race car driver. He heads up the science part of lubrication and racing vehicles, and he'll teach you a lot about extending your oil changes, and he'll show you, what happens when you do that. So extending oil changes, like the salespeople will put them in that basket. It's not their car, it's yours. That's what you have to remember. It's not theirs, it's yours. So extending oil changes is a very bad deal. Don't listen to it, because you'll lose your engine. Engines are blowing up like crazy right now because they've designed them incorrectly and it doesn't work. The lubrication is not working. So that's where the problem is. You can keep making the same engine with a lubrication problem, and guess what? The first one blows up. Put in the same that just blew up, and guess what happens to that one? Surprise, it blows up too. So they're working on figuring this out, but they create their own problems. They really do. So don't listen to that one, because that one's going to cost you an engine. Do not extend your engine oil services. And again, my friend Steve and myself, how am I getting to 400,000 kilometers on an 07 Toyota FJ Cruiser? Changing the fluids. Ding, ding, ding. I don't extend oil changes. I probably throw out better motor oil than what most people listening have in your own oil pan this morning. So again, do not extend your oil changes. I don't care what flavor of oil it is. It thermally breaks down, and there's normal wear and tear, and those metal particles need not to be in the oil. It's like a file. So you got motor oil with metal particles in it. You might as well throw some files in there too, because that's what's happening to cause further wear and tear. And that's what you don't want. Trust me. So a good rule of thumb, which I've been using for many, many years now, over 45 years, change it out every 5,000 or 3,000 miles. 3 months, every 3 months, regardless of how much you drive it. And this is a comment for all you, well, I don't drive it very much. Your vehicles are the worst ones on the road, my friend. The worst. I would sooner buy a car from somebody with 269,000 K than 6,000 K. Because your vehicle falls into a category, the less you drive it, you're in a category called severe service. That's right. Your vehicle needs more work, not less. Well, I'm saving it. I got it in a hermetically sealed plastic bag in my garage. It never gets a chance to stretch its legs like an athlete and run and work that body. That's what's wrong with it. The fluids get contaminated from moisture, not from wear and tear. Condensation. The oils just get warm enough and then you're parking it. So when they cool down, there's moisture, humidity in the capacity, the fluid capacity container for whatever item is being protected by that specific oil, be it power steering, transmission, or engine oil. There's air in there. So when that the oil settles, there's fluid and then air. Air is what? Right? What is air made of? Oxygen and water, moisture. So severe service. And I looked after a lot of seniors' vehicles. They didn't even do 200 kilometers a year. They were the worst vehicles on the docket when they came in because they're sitting on the blacktop for days and weeks and months on end and never being moved. Exhaust rots off, brakes rot off, fluids get bad and contaminated with moisture, and that's why you're in the severe service mark. So if you're not driving your vehicle much, you're not doing it any favors. Not at all. So there you go. I know you're not going to like me, but it's true. It's absolutely true. If you have a vehicle that has differentials, which is whether it's front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, there's fluids in those gearboxes that need to be changed. Again, thermal breakdown, wear and tear, metal particles in the oil. And last but not least, we can't forget about this one because this is the engine destroyer, antifreeze. I don't buy a lick of stories and shticks and selling features of coolant that goes 225,000 kilometers. Really? Really? It's been out since 1992. It was a failure back then. Acid builds up in that antifreeze. So if you want to watch some great videos, I did absolute thorough testing of antifreeze. I went to the store and I bought jugs of antifreeze that are long life and I test them, and you can watch the YouTube videos and you'll see what I discovered. And that's why I'm saying don't buy it, folks. Don't buy into that. Every 24 months, gush and flush the cooling system because that long life antifreeze is lethal to your cooling system. It's just a selling gimmick. That's all it is. And watch those videos. Those videos were in the first 20 of our very beginning of our YouTube channel, very beginning. So that's where they are, in the first 20, because I showed you how to test batteries, ignition coils, how we do that, fluids, where they are, where they're located on most vehicles, and how to check them. And then the antifreeze testing is in there, and you'll get to see exactly what I'm telling you. Brand new antifreeze, right out of the jug, never been opened. Yeah, long life. And if you're buying into that, just check the due date on the jug. Yeah, because the one jug I remember, in fact, it's still on the shop floor. I've got to send it for recycling. Is already 3 years old right off the shelf. So it says it's good for 5 years or 225,000 kilometers, and it's already 3 years old in the jug. Does it start at zero when I bring it home? No, it's already 3 years old in the jug on the shelf. So if it's good for 5 years, how many years are left? And you're paying full pop, taking it off the shelf and taking it home, it doesn't start at zero. Those 3 years are already, that product has been on the planet in a jug for 3 years. How many years are left? It's the three frogs on the log theory. Yeah, you've lost 3 years. It's the same with tires. You go to the tire shop. You don't look at the serial number, production date. tires are only good for 6 years. If you know how to read the sidewall of a tire where the production date is, you go, hey, chump, these tires are 3 years old. Yeah, how many years have you got left on them? 3. The meter doesn't start at 0 when you take it home. Okay, here's a good example. You go to the meat counter. You see a nice hunk of meat there, whatever it is. If it's beef, hey, hallelujah. If you can buy it, you need a small mortgage. Yeah, $56 for a steak. Yeah, it's staying there. Moo. No. Yeah, so when you look at the due date, when you take it home, does that mean that that due date goes back to 0? So you've got extra time because now the meter's rolling because you're taking it home. No, the due date is the due date. It's the same in auto parts. It is. Coolant, if it's long life, it better be 0 on the shelf. Not 1 year old, not 2 year old, not 3 year old. So I'm just bringing that up to speed for you because, again, it's a selling feature. You got to be a prosumer, not a consumer. All right, let's wrap this up. It's not the shopping channel, but anyways, I hope you're getting something out of the program. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you're thinking, what your thoughts are. Yeah, it's important. So there's no proof that thermal breakdown does not happen. It's not there. There's no proof of thermal breakdown of lubricants than there is of lifetime oil products and lubricating products. It's a false reality. There's more proof. That's what I'm trying to read my own writing. I wrote it too fast. Who wrote that? I'm thinking, who wrote that? There's more proof of thermal breakdown of lubricants than there is proof that it's lifetime. That's a false reality. It's a selling feature at the point of sale. And that's what we have to remember. They're salespeople. They sell things to make money, to feed their family and run their household. And so they have to sell. That's what they got to do. Well, let's jump into our summer tech tip, and I'll leave you with that so you can get to work. And I got to get to work. I got 1 million plus things to do today. And if you're interested in getting yourself a Car Connection maintenance schedule kit, you can do that. If you're subscribed, there's some great savings for you to enjoy as well. So just go to our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com. There's a profile page there that you can see everything and the whole write-up about our Car Connection maintenance schedule kit. And you fill in an order form, pay for it, send it in, and it'll be on your way. I mail those out directly myself. All right, it's Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 23. Keep those headlights clear. Headlights looking cloudy, that haze cuts down on nighttime visibility big time. A little polishing kit from the parts store, not needed. Just watch the video on our YouTube channel. It'll blow you away how fast you can bring those headlights back to business in less than 20 minutes of elbow grease. Can make them look brand new, and safe looks good on you. Yeah, like I said, I've got 2 I've got to take care of. The Rocket and the Nissan Rogue needs a touch-up. They're starting to yellow again already from the sun. So make it a great day today. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another Motormouth morning drive at 8 a.m. sharp. And we'll see you there. Happy, healthy motoring friends. Be safe out there. Watch out for the other guy. Peace, patience, and kindness always. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Yeah, it's coffee time. Bye for now.